Just moments away from getting this heat underway. It is heat number 6, the round of 16. S.Pupo up against Ian Gentil. This will be a fun one. Both surfers bringing their best performances to the Bells Bowl for the 2025 season, and they're coming on at the right time, Rich. I mentioned it before. It's been hard for them to break.
You know, they're going to get out of this heat. Whoever gets out of this heat, it's not going to be any easier come the next round. Yeah,
S.Pupo and Ian Gentil, you know, they'd likely be getting cut at this venue based on their results so far this season, but they got a couple more to make up some points as we see Ian Gentil getting things started here. Saturday afternoon, just after midday. A quarterfinal spot on the line. Not a huge wave. Some work on the outside, sticking with it. Just wanting to max out the points on offer. Climbs up over that final section, kicks the tail, rides on out. And we're waiting on those scores to drop in, Rich.
Those high-risk energy moves, and we'll give you the scores. So let's have a look at the replay here. Ian Gentil streaking down the line here, pumping for speed, up and over that first foam section. Now the wave starts to stand up. Gets some fin drift on that second turn. Nice wrap as he comes through the final moments of the bowl, and some transition work all the way through to the inside. Connects again for the final turn.
The same potential in that first set, but he's picked something off on the outside now. So much speed, gets himself down the line, just loses contact with the board in the opening stages of this season, as we see Gentil now, who already has the lead. And kicks that tail on the first section, does well. Arrives at the second section kind of late, but manages to climb on top of it. And he sticks with it. This thing should reform, but doesn't. It just kind of didn't give him enough.
Let's have a look at the replay here. Ian looking nice and light on his feet. Pounds that first foamy section. You can see there was just that disconnect moment. And it just put him off timing by about half a second for that second turn. You can see the fins kicking free there. Little unsteady moment there. Now he re-engages. Gets back on that bottom turn and throws himself at the lip while it's already starting to come down at him. Did well to ride out, and then from this moment here, he was just caught a little behind.
It's always the case, isn't it? It's going to be the same here at Bells this year. Your ability to adapt is really important on a road to a victory.
Yeah, we possibly haven't spoken about the adaptability. We'll get back to that point.
Slick, speed building, floating re-entry here, but this wave just gives up on him. It's a fizzer.
The stars aligned yesterday for sure, but back to your point, you know, you never really... You'll be lucky to get one event, one heat and event where everything just connects and the conditions are perfect and everything's really happening and there's all this energy around that moment. But a lot of the time, you just have to figure out a way to get through that half an hour heat and be the winner at the end of it.
S.Pupo up at the moment. Pretty strong combination there on the outside, even though he was jumping up on top of those sections. He was giving it as much as he could, and he sticks with this one. So much variation on the forehand, a lot of progression in his act here, but he really sticks to the traditional stuff and clouts that wave a couple of times to finish it off.
So Sammy streaking down the line, connects with that first lip gliding floater up and over that foamy section. Somewhat awkward, but he tidies it up here. Some transition work, but I like these turns through the inside, Ron, just clicking with the lip a little bit harder.
Clean fin releases on the inside to post the highest score of this heat so far, as Gentil looks to improve on a 4.17 here. Bit of foam on the face, but gets some nice release in the tail on that first slash. Climbs up into the pocket, belts it again. A hallmark of Ian's approach. Great timing. Lanky has some big calves that he can go to when the Bells Bowl standing up, but look at the grovel work here in smaller conditions. Really clean stuff. Great combination. As he finishes strong right there on the shore break. He's going to run out of this one.
right back into this heat. Second wave of the set looked ugly from the start with all the foam on it, but it stood up really well. Little tail slide to start things off, comes around this section, up and over the lip there, and I like this one here, just hammers it, sends a ton of spray, and then keeps lively all the way through this inside section. Whips it here, layback snap, and again all the way through to the inside, and then a little flare right on the sand.
Yeah, spot on. Thanks, Kipes. Yeah, 5.6 for Ian Gentil. Gets himself the number he needs to extend the requirement for S.Pupo. Still holding on to the best number though, Sammy. Just needs a 3.76, making a move on the outside here at the moment. Nice section here. A clean hit. Has to chase down the open face again. We'll see a lot of that today. But on his way to a decent number, he wants this one to stand up again. He's really hoping this wave cooperates down the line. Winds through a nice carve. Bit of a set-up turn for this final section, and he hammers it, makes it count.
Sammy had to make a choice here. He took the second wave of the set. You can see he's got this instant acceleration. Projects beautifully off the lip, but only the one turn out in the bowl. And it was fairly lateral. It was down the line, but he got some good work done through the inside as the wave starts to stand up again. Nice carve, and then a clean snap.
Wow.
And then he starts throwing the webs everywhere. Spider-Man in full effect.
Gives us a bit of a celebration, but on the outside, again, Ian Gentil starting strong. Couple of big rips in the face. This wave's starting to flatten out for a moment now, but he's already done such great work. He will look for the connection. That's a no-brainer. We've seen how important that finish can be, especially when the conditions get to about this size. So Gentil on his way to another good score here. Great exchange from these two fighters, looking to get themselves off the bottom of the rankings. A fall there for Gentil. That'll cost him another great finish. But I wonder what kind of number the judges are going to throw here at Ian Gentil, because he got the opportunity on steep wall to rip into a couple of big hooks.
Beautiful open face carves for Ian Gentil. This was the fourth wave of the set, and Ian just off the ski. He had to really hustle to get onto this wave. Unfortunately, just tripping up on this final turn. So that'll extract a couple of points off this ride. Looks like we're going to see riders again here.
Ian Gentil's after a 6.57. And you can tell just to possibly max his heat score total even more. Late takeoff, he's really deep here. Going to get caught behind, so...
Well, that was purely a defensive move there.
A positive result for both competitors. Ian Gentil will have to settle for a 9th. That's his best finish here at Bells Beach, his best finish this year. But S.Pupo into the quarters, and on the live ladder will be making a big climb